You know, Bella Thorne got
I'm
hacked.
going on.
Well, do I need to get anything for you before you go live?
Hi, this is Dana. I'm on my live stream a few minutes early. I hope you'll come and join me and stick around to the end. Tonight,
Sorry.
primarily what I was going to talk about was the second part of my Korea experience, which was on Jeju Island, South Korea. And talk about cosmetics and possibly my favorite cosmetics from Jeffree Star. Really like his. And I hope you'll stick around. And the first thing I want to talk about is Jeju Island, South Korea. And it's off the tip of South Korea.
Pull your camera up There you go. Oh, I can see the glare, not your face.
Um, it's in the Korean Strait. It's south of the South Jeolla province and consists of the Natural World Heritage Site, the Jeju volcanic island and lava tubes. It has a moderate climate, even in winter. The temperature rarely falls below 0 centigrade or 32 Fahrenheit. Jeju is a popular holiday destination, and a sizable portion of the economy relies on tourism and economic activity from its civil/naval base. Uh, I personally was on a military base there for something that was called Spartan training, and I flew from. I'm trying to think of the name of the place. It was the military base that's south of Seoul, South Korea. Hey, Aaron, welcome to the live stream.
A loyal supporter and sis.
You're a loyal supporter and sister, thank God. Uh, I was there on the Jeju Island, South Korea. Excuse me while I wipe my nose. In about December of 1976. So it was cold, and I experienced cold. I did get frostbite on my feet while I was there when we were doing something called rappelling. And that's where we were rappelling down, started training on a hillside and then on a mountainside. And I didn't go and do the big mountain because I'm afraid of heights, and I just refused to do so. So there's probably a widely known fact is that I'm afraid of heights. I did go deep sea fishing while I was there. We went out on a charter boat and went with two Korean soldiers, and we actually had something called sea rations while we were out for our lunch. And we all ended up getting seasick. But even the South Korean soldiers that were with us. While I was there, I went to a casino, a big hotel and casino. At the time, they say they have over 1,000 places to stay now, just on Jeju Island. But at the time I was there, I was in Jeju City, and I believe it was called the Wyndham or maybe the Ramada or something like that back then. And I found out real quickly that you can lose a lot more than you can win. I thought it was fun at first when I was winning. Playing the slots is all I did. But not so much fun when I was losing. Also, the restaurant was really dark off of the casino, and that's where I had my first taste of grasshopper. Honestly,
Was it covered in chocolate?
it was covered in some sort of chocolate, and they had several hors d'oeuvres, like in little bowls on the table. And I reached what I thought was a chocolate covered raisin, and it was grasshopper. It was crunchy and salty tasting, not at all like a chocolate covered raisin. Yuck, yuck, yuck. And I even snuck, because it's strictly against the law to bring stuff like that back into the continental United States, but I even snuck and brought an example of it back to the States with me when I came back in 1977.
You know what our favorite thing you brought back was?
What was the favorite thing? Me?
The chess piece, the chess set that you got for Poppy.
Oh, I had, when I was in Seoul, South Korea, in a place called Yongsan in Seoul, I bought my dad a jade chess set, and that's one of the favorite things my daughter Mary said I bought back. I also sent my mom a black mother of pearl jewelry chest, which she's passed now, but I think my dad and my brother still have that. Also, in Jeju Island, South Korea, it's a popular honeymoon destination for people to get married in South Korea. They do have a big Buddhist temple there that you can visit. And I checked on the flight time, and it actually said to get from here to there, here being in Southwest Virginia, to Jeju Island, South Korea, it actually takes 21 hours. So it's doing some layovers or something or another, because I know you're not that long in the air. They have waterfalls you can visit there on the island, which I did not. And they also had pheasants, and you could go pheasant hunting. I did not do that either. I actually went in the steam room they had on the military place that I was staying. I sat in the steam room and I think maybe I was the only woman, or maybe one more, that was on the trip. And we flew on a military aircraft, a C-130, there and back. As a matter of fact, our first trip down, we were turned back because the island was engulfed in fog, and we had to fly back to the military base Osan in Korea. And I remember while I was on that flight during one of the two trips down, I asked one of the airmen that was back in what I call the cargo bay with us, where was the bathroom. He laughed and he said, "We have a relief tube." And quickly I came to understand that was not something I was going to be able to avail myself of and use, the relief tube on the C-130. They talk about transportation. They talk about Korea's naval base there. And that's really about all I had for Jeju Island. It was a wonderful place to visit. They say it was a lot like the R&R Center in Hawaii that they had for soldiers. But I've never been to that. I don't know. They actually have the black volcanic beaches there, like they did in the Canary Islands, where we went and visited. But other than going fishing, I did not go to the beach while we were there specifically. And I've never been back since. Although I say that I would like to. Um, Mary says, sorry we had technical issues.
Well, Aaron, I'm saying, I meant earlier today, and I didn't finish my sentence.
Oh, okay. She says she didn't finish her sentence. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk about is a request to talk about cosmetics. And one of our favorite YouTubers is a content creator named Jeffree Star. He also owns his own cosmetic line, which is called Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And not everybody likes him, and he is a bit controversial. He had a big, very public falling out with Kat Von D, and they've never become friends since. So he was actually on the internet during MySpace days, and I had a MySpace account. And he was the person that discovered Nicki Minaj. And so not only does he do cosmetics, he is into music. He's quite the businessman. He has his own warehouse for distributing his cosmetics, which during his next to last release, his last release was the Jawbreaker collection, which we do not have. And I don't know if we're going to get that or the smaller one. Really haven't decided yet. But I think Mary is looking for some of the...
I was going to put some of the makeup products because she is in her 40s now. And I'm very sad that she's leaving YouTube. But I'm also very sad to anyone that disrespects someone that's accomplished so much, and people don't realize how much she created. What
Mary's she's talking in the background about Makeup Geek.
They should be probably hearing because it picks up my voice. But Makeup Geek created the...
Yes, Marlena Snell.
Yeah. She created, like, the first, like, affiliate codes, and she helped create so many of the YouTubers that are large ones now, like Jacqueline Hill and James Charles, and she said she's mad and she's hurt because, several people, like, basically were talking down to her because she's older. James Charles calling her that woman, which is incredibly disrespectful to do, and other women. These right here, some of those are Makeup Geek, most of them are.
Okay, I have some Makeup Geek products
One of them is very rare.
That I'm going to show you. And
The Vegas one?
I'm going to turn the camera around.
The Vegas one was her first ever palette.
That's her single ones.
Not all of them are, but...
And next one is the Vegas Lights palette.
And what's the big deal about that one? And I loved it. I could create so many looks.
And here's some more of her colors we have in a Z palette from Sephora, if I can get it open with one hand.
Which you can set the ones that you're not showing over there on your desk.
Which I cannot, but anyway, I'm gonna... Mary's gonna open it for me. And
it's just magnetic. These are gonna be her foiled eyeshadows. Those were her matte eyeshadows.
Alright, eyeshadows.
Which I love.
And Mary also has gotten our Jeffree Star products out. And the first palette of his I want to share with you is Beauty Killer.
That's the very first one he released.
This is the very first one he released. Quite pigmented, as you can see.
The purples are really nice.
He released.
I wasn't a huge fan of that.
Mary says she doesn't like it as well. The next one is the Blood Sugar palette,
Which blew up his brand.
which blew up his...
Or, do you want to log in?
Okay, I'm back. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay on because my iPhone overheated, but I wanted to show you the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette.
And all his products are vegan.
All of his products are vegan.
And that means you can use them on your eyes safely.
Also, I have the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette.
Which was my least favorite of all of them.
Mary said this was her very least favorite.
I have reasons why though.
And we have some Jeffree Star lip scrubs, which are just the bomb.com. And
They're
this
the best.
and this one is pancakes and syrup.
Which was a part of him and Nathan's family line. That was from the summer line 2 years ago.
The next one I have to share with you is the raspberry soccer one. And the last one I have to share with you is grape soda, which is one of my favorites. Mary's also got a couple of his liquid lips out.
That was the first ever product he released.
And this was the first thing he released.
And the lip bullets. You can these. I
Let
want
me
to show
see
like
the-
an unusual color of his. That's a really unusual color.
Yeah, he has
That's-
some unusual colors in his line.
And because of his dog recently passed away, I'm gonna let you show that one.
And here's a copy of one of his records. And we have 2 turntables in the house and could play those if we wanted to. Here's another unique one, which is like a lilac-y color. Which
That's the one for his dog that recently passed away.
This is the one for his dog that recently passed away.
I could swatch if anybody wants a swatch of anything. I can put my hand there.
All right. Mary said she can swatch any of the things you might want her to and put her hand in front of the screen.
But for me, like with this Thirsty palette, it seems like there's a lot of repeats in the Jawbreaker palette. Because the Jawbreaker is a lot of pastel colors. I haven't seen anybody compare them. And this was a new formula he had. You can definitely see right there where it got hard. I can hold it up if you want.
All right.
to.
Mary said it looks like in the Jawbreaker there's a lot of repeats of these.
But I could be wrong. No one swatched them. And the reason I didn't like this is you're going to see how hard. These are supposed to be pressed glitters. And they hard panned. And like that looks okay, but that's not, it doesn't on the eye. And you have to use a lot of them. And there's a lot of fallout. You can see the difference between the two. This is glitter. This is just, and I'll swatch it across my hand. I'm kind of doing it blind. There we go. I definitely recommend the blood sugar because it looks like that it doesn't have neutral looks in it, but it actually does. You can create like some brown looks, some purple looks.
Okay. I I'm going to have to sign off early tonight. I do apologize because of the technical difficulties.
Are you overheating
My iPad is down to 1% and it's not going to carry the live stream. So I will see you on Saturday
and you'll
at
do the
9
second part.
9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll do the second part of the makeup we like the best. Bye.
Do I have a charger for you? Yeah, have a charger.